Give him the... Hands off! Get eyes everywhere.
All right.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So shit has gotten a lot worse in the UK. If it wasn't already really fucking bad already without their, freedom of speech because of, hate speech legislation, that sort of bullshit. If it wasn't for, the two-tiered policing that gives, Islamic individuals preference, which is a fucking terrible idea if you've ever seen the history of Islam at all, anywhere, including the Armenian, Greek, and Assyrian genocides. It's obviously a fucking really stupid idea to give them preferential treatment, especially in a country where they're like a minority starting out. You're basically asking them to take over your country and implement, Sharia law, absolutely destroy the country, become an Islamic shithole like all the rest of the Middle East Islamic theocracies that are absolute shitholes that abuse women, kill gays, etc. But, if that weren't bad enough, in addition to that, we've had, a couple of new and really, really, really fucking bad, things that have happened. So, the first was, a man was arrested for just straight-up speech. Straight-up speech, not an incitement to violence, nothing like that. He was yelling a phrase, "Who the F is Allah? Who the fuck is Allah?" Just arrested straight up for that and sentenced to, I believe it was 3 years in prison for that. That is absolutely unacceptable. That is Soviet Union type shit. That is Islamic theocracy shit. Very unacceptable. Just absolutely fucking bullshit. You're arresting people for words. What happened to your freedom of speech? Fuck you, United Kingdom, you bunch of socialist cunts. Bunch of communist cunts, really. But that's not even the worst of it, because just recently another man was arrested, this time for criticism of Labour's mass immigration policy, which, led to a second generation immigrant stabbing a bunch of girls, massive increase in knife crime. The reason why the two-tiered policing is there, basically, is just a whole lot of it, right? It all stemmed from mass immigration. So, right now, you have no difference between the UK and the Soviet Union back in the day. Under Stalin, yeah. So, just a quick little history lesson. Back in the day, under Stalin, if you criticised Stalin or the communist state, you could get what was called a fiver or a tenner. A fiver is a 5-year prison sentence in the gulags, which is basically slave labour, for, criticising the government. So, you could get a fiver for that. Later it was extended to a tenner, I guess because, people kept doing it, and obviously communist socialist states fail in terms of markets due to price fixing, etc. So they required more slave labour to keep it running. Eventually the whole thing still collapsed. Anyway, after the fiver they extended to a tenner, and then eventually they extended it again to 25 years in prison for criticism of government. Right now, you have the UK straight up imprisoning people for criticism of government. Now, I'm not going to compare the UK prison system to gulags, because we're not quite there yet, but the principles are the same. It is now literally no different to the Soviet Union. In my opinion, it's absolutely criminal. What the fuck are politicians doing? They're absolutely scumbag pieces of shit. Like what was it? The Online Safety Act, which gives police apparently the permission to assault people, kidnap them, and detain them, just outright for words. That needs to be fucking abolished immediately. What the fuck are you doing? You've turned the UK into the Soviet Union. That's a fucking terrible idea. That's a fucking terrible idea historically. It was predicted that this would happen when the Online Safety Bill was first proposed. I believe it had quite a large petition too, saying no, we don't want it. But yeah, communist cunts in power, corrupt communist cunts in power, still pushed for the right for them to be able to basically assault, kidnap, and detain you. Pretty much indefinitely, considering the amount of speech that's already out there. Like, if you're an outspoken critic of the UK and an outspoken critic of Islam, yeah, there's probably plenty of offences there. They can probably just arrest you and detain you indefinitely, which is absolutely fucking criminal. Like, what the fuck is going on in the UK? It's now the United Socialist Soviet Kingdom. It's no longer the UK. Like, what happened to their freedom of speech? That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And it all stems from these cunts like Keir Starmer with their two-tiered policing and that sort of shit. It's just absolutely fucking unacceptable. So, all you critics of me out there that have, criticised me, call me crazy for, abolishing gun rights, calling out the abolishment of gun rights as a fucking awful idea, just for me saying, you're just doing a slippery slope fallacy, they won't seize more of your rights, they won't seize more of your speech, etc. Fuck you, I'm totally fucking vindicated. Full Bill of Rights, gun rights, right to self-defense. Obviously that's the solution to this stupid fucking problem. Like, in my opinion, the police that are going door to door arresting people for this are criminals. They should be met at the door with a gun. If you're going to arrest somebody for words online in the name of some cunt communist state that is destroying the country, you are now a criminal. You are not a policeman. You're a thug. You're no different to Stalin's organs doing the same thing in the Soviet Union. You're no different to the people in Nazi Germany that were arresting critics. You're literally just following orders. And I predicted that this would happen, by the way. I predicted that they would be put in a position where this sort of shit would happen. I predicted it in one of my earlier videos. Yeah. Obedience to authority, that sort of shit. Under the Nazis in the book Ordinary Men, it got like 95% of the retired policemen to execute unarmed Jewish prisoners. Now you've got UK police, just under the simple obedience to authority and conformity, arresting totally innocent people just for words on the internet. Literally tweets, stuff like that. You've got them threatening globally to arrest people, extradite them to the UK, the United Soviet Socialist Kingdom, so they can be punished for their crimes of words there. That is totalitarian as fuck, ladies and gentlemen. That's, in terms of reach, that's probably actually worse than the Soviet Union. Like, seriously, like, think about that. The Soviet Union didn't have the sway or the reach to punish their dissidents abroad. UK is trying to push for that right. They're threatening with that right now. The dirty fucking cunt police commissioners and shit. Those people should be met at the door with a gun. Anyone that comes to arrest you, that comes to, comes to, like, enforce this, like, globally, arrest you for words, assault you, kidnap you, detain you for words on the internet, for your God-given freedom of speech. Yeah, met at the door with a gun. Don't care if you're police or not. That's absolutely fucking unacceptable. Like, this isn't a call for violence or anything, but violence is now completely justified. Completely and totally justified. Yeah. They have no moral high ground to say anything. They've become the Soviet Union. They're literally assaulting, kidnapping you, and detaining you for words. That's something they never had the right to do. You should have the right to freedom of speech. According to, like, Magna Carta, according to fucking everything. According to the American Bill of Rights, yeah, you should have the right to freedom of speech. Their new created hate speech thing, literally no different in function to Article 85 or whatever it was under the Soviet Union. That gave the Soviet Union the right to kidnap and detain people in gulags and work them to death. Literally no different from that. Dirty, stupid, communist cunt idea. Straight up. It was obviously a bad idea from the start. It was obviously going to set a fucking absolutely awful precedent. And it's obvious that these Marxist, socialist, communist cunts are completely inconsistent in any of their values, perceived values, anything like that. It was only ever about power. It was only ever about the justified use of power. That was predictable. It was predictable by the right wing. It was predictable by all the conspiracy theorists at the time that said this was a fucking awful idea. And now look what happened. The UK became the Soviet Union. Straight up. How do you fix it? Alright, everybody everywhere should start a petition to abolish the online safety bill, which has a fucking linguistic nightmare of a name. Online safety bill giving you the right to fucking persecute people for speech. Fuck you, whoever named that, you fucking dirty pieces of shit. You fucking scumbag totalitarians. Ugh. What absolute fucking scumbags those people are. Alright, mass petition to abolish that. Mass petition for Bill of Rights, including freedom of speech. Mass petition for gun rights. Mass petition for right to self-defense. Stated right to self-defense written in common law in a Bill of Rights. That would be your solution to this stupid fucking problem. Oh, in addition to that, also stop the fucking boats. Stop, importing a incompatible culture that has things like child marriage in it. Then you'll stop getting riots. Because you will stop getting riots, you will not need to resort to totalitarian measures, such as imprisoning people for, up to 10 years for rioting about mass immigration, for being understandably upset at a second-generation immigrant stabbing someone to death, and the government's role in that by bringing the immigrants here. And by here, I mean England. I'm in Australia, so I'm the retarded cousin to England. Mind you, Australia hasn't gotten there quite yet. Matter of fucking time, though, given the trends of all these fucking shit governments. You could also, you yourself, particularly if you're like a ex-military figure or whatever, You're like a retired military personnel or whatever. Run for office. Run for office on the platform of stopping mass immigration. Run for office on the platform of creating a Bill of Rights, including free speech, gun rights, right to self-defense. If you do that, there's probably a good chance you're going to get elected. I mean, there's a ton of retarded boomers out there that still think, communism is an alright idea, wasn't given a proper go, all that sort of thing. Government can be trusted with total power, including the power to kidnap you and detain you indefinitely. Like, obviously a stupid fucking idea. Everyone in government, and like a ton of people in police too, they're like a significant percentage of them are on the dark tetrad of behaviours. Narcissism, sociopathy, psychopathy, that sort of deal. You're going to give those people, absent a criminal justice system that, can punish them. Like, the criminal justice system in place can't properly punish them due to, conflicts of interest, masses of wealth, etc. You're going to give those people more power to arbitrarily abuse you. Like, leftists are the stupidest fucking people ever. No, don't give the government more power. Don't give those fucking people more power. What are you, stupid? That's like a fucking predictably bad idea, just like the online safeties bill was. Oh my god. But yeah, bad news all around. UK has become the Soviet Union, which is absolutely fucking horrible to think about. It was like, at one point in time, it was like spreading English common law. Now through this fucking, online hate speech bill and all that sort of thing, it's become a global Soviet Union. It has become absolutely infiltrated by Marxist and Marxist ideas, and the cunts in power are using it to try and seize more power. Absolutely fucking unacceptable. UK has fallen. I don't even know if it can be recovered at this point, given the level of institutional corruption there and the persecution of political dissidents. It's so fucking horrible and sad. But yeah, on a different unrelated note, a more joyous note, I would say, later on today I should have a review for the latest Hellraiser up. That's enough fucking boomer, bloody doomer fucking porn, I guess.
Nothing here.
Shit.
Flee! All right. Let's move. Move. Start a search. Keep your eyes open.
Okay.
Wait, that them? I'll go check it out. You got anything? All clear over here.
Christ. Shit. We'll string you up! Son of a bitch. Get eyes everywhere.